It's the Hurricanes and it's the Rangers and it's game one, gentlemen. Our coverage here on the fourth period is brought to you by BitBuy. Use referral code TFP to receive up to $50 in free crypto while terms and conditions apply. I think, Aaron, heading into this series, one of the biggest things is the goaltending matchup between the two teams. But has Igor Shesterkin really maybe found himself a little bit after winning game 7?
I would not go that far. I'd say there's a positive that you come out of game 7 with a win. That's definitely something to build on, not only for him, but for that team, the level of confidence. But this was not Conn Smythe-worthy 7-game series for Shesterkin. You're playing a Pittsburgh team that didn't essentially have their number one goalie to match up against you until finally in game 7. You've played with a backup to the backup. And that should be an indicator of where your level of confidence going into round 2 is. I think you have to have an honest look at it's got to be better from a New York Rangers standpoint. And when you're talking about goaltending matchup, I mean, do we really know yet what Freddie Anderson's doing? Antti Raanta was lights out. If you look at the way he played in game 7, how he backstopped this team, got them to a position of challenging the Boston Bruins at home in game 7, he was stellar. But you're not going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals with Antti Raanta solely in charge of that net. So goaltending should be a major question in this series.
I don't know that Shesterkin was that bad in this series. I think he was, about an average goalie. I mean, he wasn't what he was in the regular season. But for me, the bigger story was the Rangers got dominated at 5-on-5. Dominated. It was really, really ugly. And what is Carolina really, really good at? Forechecking the hell out of teams at 5-on-5 and throwing a ton of pucks to the net. So he's got to find the Conn Smythe game. I agree with that. Or this could be a really ugly series for Rangers fans. The one thing I will say,
it will be an up and down series if you watch Carolina play. I mean, they chip and chase pucks with the best of them. Everybody thinks of them as a purely skilled team. It's amazing to sit in that building and see the number of times that pucks are placed to a spot and they get there first.
Oh yeah, by the numbers, this is the best forechecking team in hockey at creating offense during the regular season, and their dump play is incredible. So good luck creating on the other end because they play a New York Islanders style system, but on steroids.
But if you're the Rangers, I mean, you obviously have that information too, Aaron. So how much of your game plan goes into trying to change the way you play, or do you keep doing what you're doing because clearly you're in round 2 of the playoffs?
Yeah, it's that fine line between trying to decide if you're going to get away from your identity to adapt to a series, knowing who your opponent is, or just to make that decision to continue on being who you are as a team. Truth is, it's not going to fall on the Foxes and the Trubas and that decor. It's going to fall on the New York Rangers forward grouping to get the rear ends back there to help out. Because what happens under Rod Brind'Amour's system is it's a 5-man unit. Once the puck goes in, everybody systematically has a spot, and they do a great job of once establishing possession of getting it to the next player quite quickly. So the coverage, I mean, the chances right off of retrieving that puck are ridiculous. So the pressure is going to be on New York to figure out how to play defensively. Does that change the entire concept of how New York plays the game? I doubt it. But they're going to have to be aware of constantly shoulder checking and knowing exactly where everybody for the Carolina Hurricanes are or where they're coming from.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for this. Again, another series that I'm really looking forward to. So things will be pretty interesting as the Carolina Hurricanes and New York Rangers get ready for game 1.